this will not be long. All right, so you got your hand traced on there. You've come on there, checked your canvas, looked at your hand, got your little separation lines on there. First thing that you want to do is come in here, very close, and make sure your pencil's good and sharp. Very close to the original line, you want to come in here and bring a line to the inside. Then you're going to curve each corner. There should be no hard right angle corners anywhere on your drawing. Any more than there's a hard right angle on your fingerprint. Okay, so if it's a right angle like down here in the corners, make sure you're rounding them off. Okay, then that'll repeat and repeat until it gets smaller. One thing that might help you, and this is something I do suggest you do, I'll bring this down here, is go in from the start and go around all your initial separation lines. So you'll notice that I came around here and rounded that off. Well, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to round that off. I'm going to round that corner off and that corner off. I'll darken that line in. So then when I do the next one, I'm going to round this off that way and this off that way, so the hard corner's gone. I'm going to round that off. That one's already kind of rounded off. Then I got to come back in here and erase that little spot right where the joint is. It starts to look more like, almost like a bone texture kind of thing when you do that. Then the first thing I'll do is I'll do my first inside contour line. Keeping it really, really close. Then I'll go to my next one, do my inside contour line. Keeping it really close to the other line that's there. Just come in here and darken that one in. Okay, and then I'll go all around my drawing, just like I did on here, and I'll go around and do all that first inside line. Okay, so I got it on all the fingers, then I'll come down on the palm and I'll do it here, come around my arm, do it, the wrinkles, do it, so I know where to start. Okay, so the whole thing's done, and then I'll come in and fill in the interior with more contour lines. It's very important to keep your pencil sharp, otherwise you wind up having lines that are too thick. If your pencil gets dull, you get big old thick lines. The other thing to be aware of, I'm going to bring this finger on here like this. There is a way to mess this drawing up. So if you've come in here and you got it separated out, and that's good, okay, you got it separated out, you're like, Mr. Adams said, come in here, go around everything, round it off. So you did. So far, so good. And I got it rounded off, erase the joints out. Here like this, do that. Okay, so far that's not a messed up drawing. So far that's pretty good. You have not goofed it up. Go ahead. You've not goofed up. This is where there's a possible goof up. If you come in here like this, how's that goofed up? What's the problem there? Yeah, they're getting to one side, and you got way too much space between some of those lines, right? Okay, the biggest way to goof this up is getting way too much space between your lines. Here's the other goof up. Okay, is that following the contour? What's the problem with that? Okay, you got right angles everywhere, right? Nobody's fingerprint looks like that. No wood grain looks like that. No flowing water flows at a hard right angle like that, okay? Things need to stay organic and rounded off. Make sure that you do. If you get too much space like this, or you get hard points on this, guess what you get to do when I come around and look at your picture? Start over, okay? If you don't want to start over, avoid this stuff right here, please. All right, so what you want to do now is you want to trace that on so you got it on there good, and put your line around it good and dark so you can see it. Then come through and do the separations. Look at your own hand though, because everybody's hand, the lines on everybody's hands are going to be slightly different. Some will be just like mine. Some of you are going to have a third line in there somewhere going across. Okay? Some do, some don't. All right, so make sure that you check. You're looking at your right hand palm. That's the one you're doing. So if you're left-handed, you have an advantage because you're drawing with your left hand. If you're right-handed, you got to keep turning your hand over while you're drawing to make sure you got them in the right place. Okay? I did put that on canvas for you just so you have kind of a reference so you know what to look for on your own hand. But what I want you to do is trace your hand, get it separated out, and then come in here and put that first line in on all of it. Then come in and start doing the contours in the middle. Are there any questions on that? All right, if not, get after it. See what you come up with.